Hello, our dear viewers, and welcome to a new edition of Africa Today. In today's edition, we are having a special coverage for the inaugurations which were made today by President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi to many projects in El Ismailia and Port Said governorates. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi inaugurated a number of projects in both governorates. The projects including fisheries in Ismailia and in Nas Bridge, which is the first bridge in the Suez Canal connecting both Africa and Asia. The projects included also the new opera house there. Speaking during the inauguration, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi tackled many issues. He said that the government is serious in its effort in combating corruption and praised the role of the Administrative Control Authority, the ACA, in the fight of corruption. He said, the president, that the corruption case, which was unveiled a few days ago, is a clear sign that Egypt is a country of administration, of law and institutions. And the president also said that the fishery project is a pioneering project in that field in Egypt. And to shed more light on that issue, we are joined over the phone by Dr. Sharif Demirdash, our economic expert. Dr. Sharif?
Hello?
Hello, sir.
Could you raise your voice, please? Or
Yes, sir. Can you hear me properly?
Yes, but the voice is weak, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Sir, how do you see the importance of such projects which were inaugurated today by President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi in both governorates of Port Said and Ismailia, the fishery projects and, of course, the floating bridge?
Well...
Yes, sir.
First of all, this project, this fishery project, it reflects two major important aspects. The first of all, that Egypt, like we are having a problem, I mean, our production of fish merely satisfies two-thirds of our needs.
Yes.
So we have a gap, one-third, about 700,000 tons
Indeed.
Of fish that we need each year. So you have, first of all, this project, I mean, it's almost 4,000 fish plantations or artificial, or whatever is the name.
Yeah.
So this is about, you have, they are built on 5,000 faddan. It means about 50,000 to 60,000 ton extra per year of fish.
Yes.
So now you are trying to satisfy your local needs. If you have a surplus, maybe you have an opportunity for export.
Yes.
This is number one. Number two, it creates job opportunities for almost maybe 10 to 15,000 of people living in this area of Port Said and Ismailia. Indeed, yes. Which will help to improve the situation of the unemployment in this area. Third of all, this is one part, a major part of the major project of the acts of development of the Suez Canal region. So you have to exploit your, your waters. This opportunity that you have over 3,000 kilometers of seashores. So the fishery industry, it has to be activated. I mean, many researchers like about this projects. I mean, to artificial raising of fishes or whatever. Yes. They have to be on scientific basis. And for instance, Israel is a pioneer in this field. I mean, they are raising what you call fishes artificially in their waters, and they export even to Europe and to many areas in the world. Yes. So this is, I mean, you have three major assets or classes. Your local needs, a possibility for exportation, creating and fighting unemployment.
Yes, sir.
3, it's a development of this area, which is the purpose of the creation of the special zone and of Suez Canal is to develop this area through agriculture, through fisheries, through many industry, whatever suitable for this area.
Yes, sir. Dr. Sharif, what about the importance of the establishment of a Nasr bridge linking both Port Said and Port Fouad to ease the flow of the traffic there?
Yes, well, linking Port Said, and it has been a demand for years.
Yes.
I mean, Port Fouad, this is a port in Asia, and Port Said is a port, seaport in the Mediterranean. I mean, I mean, you have to link. If you link, you are linking two countries. I mean, Port Said is in Africa, and Port is in Asia.
Yes.
Okay, it's maybe symbolic, this
division,
linking the two seaports, but it's very important to realize that you are linking two continents through linking Port Tawfiq and Port Said.
Yes.
And this is important. Maybe I'm not an expert in this field,
yes,
but let's say that if you can today, I mean, link this two major seaports in Port Said and Port Tawfiq, of course, you can exploit this linkage to improve your trade facilities.
Indeed.
But to what extent, I'm not an expert in this.
Indeed, Dr. Sharif Demirdash, our economic expert. Thank you very much, sir, for your precious input. And now we'll have this interview, which was taken by our correspondent there in Port Said with General Gamal Khalid, the director of the department at the project in Ismailia, I believe, with our correspondent Linda Abdelatif.
Abdel Fattah al-Sisi's inauguration of the Nasr floating bridge in Port Said Governorate. I'm being joined right now by General Gamal Khalid, who's the director of the Department of Shipyards at the Suez Canal Authority.
Joining us. Thank you very much. We would like to thank Nile TV International. Would you please talk to us more about a Nasr floating bridge? It is an idea that has been there for 20 years, but it was not possible to implement it except after the new canal. Now it is possible to have a bridge operating for 20 hours without affecting the movement of the canal. The design was presented to Admiral Marmamish, and we then provided the designing of the bridge to the French side, which is responsible for approving it. And in 9 months only, we constructed the bridge. And the bridge, very simply, is a solution to the waiting time of all sorts of vehicles moving from Port Said to Port Fouad. It provides a social service to the people of Port Said and to all Egyptians. 2,500 workers took part in the construction of this bridge, and all our work is under the supervision of international entities, and we received a certificate that this bridge can accommodate a capacity or a load up to 70 tons. So At the same time, we can allow 1,200 trucks passing daily on the bridge. The operation of the bridge will take place through a control room that has all the navigational tools and equipment that will control receiving contacts from the control tower. And when the bridge opens, this will take place only in 4 minutes. And this is according or is in line with the standards. So the question here, the bridge can remain closed all day long? Yes, it can remain 24 hours closed in case we direct the vessels to the eastern branch that was inaugurated in 1982 by President Sadat. So this bridge is a kind of development to the system of alleviating the suffering from the people in Port Said. It links both banks of the Suez area, and it's a great achievement. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And that was an interview by our correspondent Linda Abdelatif with General Gamal Khalid, the director of the shipyard department at Port Said Governorate, after on the sidelines of the inauguration of mega projects there by President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, the inauguration of the Nasr Bridge in Port Said, linking both Port Said and Port Fuad, which is linking also both continents of Africa and Asia. And also on the sidelines of the inauguration, our correspondent Linda Abdelatif conducted the following interview with the governor of Port Said, General Adel Ghadban.
On the sidelines of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi's inauguration of Nasr Floating Bridge and the Cultural Center right here in Port Said Governorate, I'm being joined right now by General Adel Ghadban, who's the governor of Port Said.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. You've honored us with your visit. We want you to talk to us more about the importance of
on the sidelines of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi's inauguration of the Nasr Floating Bridge and the Cultural Center right here in Port Said Governorate, I'm being joined right now by the Governor of Port Said, His Excellency General Adel Al-Ghadban.
Excellency General Adel Ghadban, thank you very much for joining us on Nile TV. Thank you. We want you to talk to us more about the importance of inaugurating a Nasr Floating Bridge and the Cultural Center. Many happy returns of the day on the occasion of the National Day of Port Said. The floating bridge has always been the dream of Port Said and the people of Port Fuad. And thanks God, the dream has come true in a record time, in 6 months only, which is a great achievement, one of the achievements Egypt is witnessing recently. I'd like to seize this opportunity to express my thanks and appreciation to President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and for the attention he's given to the governorate of Port Said and for giving instructions to build the floating bridge. I'd like also to thank the people working in the Suez Canal Authority and the different Egyptian companies, and thanks God, the dream has come true. And we, as people of Port Said, are gathering to celebrate this event. What about the Cultural Center? The Cultural Center is a minaret for cultural education and cultural awareness in Port Said and the Mediterranean. Touristic vessels and ships arrive to Port Said, and we have an opera house, so it will allow other people to get to know the Egyptian culture. We started planning for this cultural center since 2005. It was inaugurated today, and it was a hope for each citizen in Port Said to have a cultural space where they can have in Port Said different exhibitions and different activities. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, and that was our exclusive interview, which was conducted by our correspondent Linda Abdel Latif in Port Said with Port Said Governor Adel Ghadban on the sidelines of the inauguration, which were made by President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi to the Cultural House or the Opera House in Port Said and in Nasr Bridge. And also President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi inaugurated the fishery project in El Ismailia Governorates, mega projects in Egypt, and of course we wish that these projects could investors and could boost the Egyptian economy and move it to the right directions. That was our coverage for the inaugurations made by President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi earlier today. I'm Rabia signing off.